Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back.
Good morning, Bucknutters, and welcome back. It is Tuesday, July 5th, 2016. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5. Back with Duane Long after an extended respite. I'm not saying we're rested. I'm not saying we're relaxed. The weather is gray. Drink. But Duane, good to hear your voice again, brother.
It's been a while. Hope you had a nice, relaxing time. It's getting ready to take off again here. Friday Night Lights, and then here we're just a short time away from camp.
No, yeah. Very exciting time, although maybe in some spots not as exciting as it is for Ohio State, given how well they were recruiting and how much they had to look forward. And a big date on the schedule coming up, and that is July 22nd. That is Friday Night Lights. Today, Duane and I are going to pick out 3 guys coming into town for Friday Night Lights, 3 out-of-state prospects that Ohio State should be focused on here. And then obviously, because this is a podcast, because it is on sports, and because we're in the United States, we will talk about Kevin Durant. First, there's a nice list. You can check this out on the front row right now. Bill is obviously, and Alex have obviously kept this up to date. But number 1 on the list, let's start with the A's, Cam Akers. Why is he so important?
Because, again, I've been saying this on the message boards that we've been great at running back, and it's been so key to Urban Meyer going 50-4. You look at, we went from Carlos Hyde, second-round pick, probably should have gone in the first round, and Zeke going last year, or running last year, and how high he went in this draft. I think we've got good backs. I don't think it's like, oh, my goodness, teams they're just going to be able to tee off on J.T. Barrett. It's just that we're good at running back. We're not great at running back. We need to be great again. I don't see the great guy in the backfield right now. We've got to get Cam Akers. Coaches need to spend extra time with this guy, get this done, get this kid committed. Absolutely an important guy in this class.
I'm not certain where football is going. Obviously, we're redefining positions as we go here. But I'm not sure there's ever going to be a time when you can't rely on an every down back to kind of ride for a little bit. And to me, of the guys I've seen, the recruiting, Akers fits that mold the best. Obviously, these guys aren't full grown. Maybe they project J.K. Dobbins to be that guy eventually. But right now, the way I look at it, I'm a bell count guy, obviously, having lived through the Elliott and Hyde eras recently. So I'll go with Akers. Number 2, out of Texas, linebacker Baron Browning.
Browning is just a guy that does it all. I mean, I was so high on Raekwon McMillan coming out of high school, probably even higher on Justin Hilliard. This guy's right up there, if not better. He is just so athletic. He runs to the ball. I mean, he's getting to the hole before the backs get to the hole. He is just special. And you want to bring a guy like that in, keep the linebacker thing rolling. I mean, we've really recruited quite well in the last few years. When Urban Meyer got here, the linebacker core was just ridiculous. Now it's just superb again. Guys just waiting their turns. Browning to me is a immediate impact freshman. So you've got to spend as much time with him as you can. The important thing here, Dave, is we're not talking about reaches. You don't really want to spend too much time with the reaches when you've got elites that are really focused on your school. So Browning seems to be ready to leave Texas. Let's push him over the edge. Get him in here. Absolutely phenomenal guy.
Yeah, I think you make an excellent point there that they're in kind of an interesting situation where they're in the mix for so many 5-stars or so many elites. And it's fair to say the elites tend to be a little more sensitive about who talks to who when. They really got to play their cards right with this. Which brings us to number 3, and I will say this. It's Chase Young from DeMatha in D.C. I happen to be as part of my summer sojourn in the D.C. area for a little bit and got a chance to talk to a local football coach at a private school not named Donatha. I asked who the best player in the area was, and he said Chase Young, and then he said, without a doubt. Chase Young, what are your thoughts?
You have to bring in guys that impact the passing game. You got to bring in quarterbacks, you got to bring in receivers, and you got to bring in pass rushers. Chase Young, to me, I think he would have been number one weak side end last year. I mean, he wasn't a great class. This is a much better one at weak side end. And this kid, he comes off the edge. He's got the first step. He's got the length. He's got everything else for, and he's got the motor. He's running down guys on from the backside. He's got everything you want. He's going to be an immediate impact kid. He's going to come in and probably play two deep, get some playing time as a freshman, and be ready to step in the starting lineup as a sophomore. He's long. He's if you're building a weak side end, you end up with a player that looks like Chase Young. So you've got to bring this guy in, spend as much time with him as you can, convince him that this is where he needs to be. Larry Johnson should just be locked at the hips with him. We got to get this kid in here.
Yeah, this is why you have Larry Johnson. To attract elite defensive ends from the DMV would be on Larry's job description. He's got to pull this off. I think this is a big one. That said, the vibe from the DMV is very positive right now. While Maryland made some inroads, I think, with some schools, they have angered some others. So I think that's going to work in Ohio State's favor. Okay, we've talked about that. Let's get to the news of the day, the hour, the week, etc. Normally we don't touch on this kind of stuff, but it is the summer. The NBA, who, by the way, the NBA's highest paid player of all time is Mike Conley. For right now. Now, I don't think he's going to hold on to that distinction for that long, but not bad for the Ohio State Alumni Association. Also, Evan Turner got a nice raise this offseason, so kudos to the two Buckeyes who now have contracts totaling $213 million. Good work if you can get it. But Kevin Durant, Duane, your thoughts? Are you one of those guys who, and this, I've seen party lines kind of drawn like this. You're either from the Jordan era, let's call it. What do you think? A guy going to join others to help him get other great players is weak, or you're of the mind, I guess, the new generation, which is go where you can get the most championships, the quickest. So what's your vibe on Durant's move?
Well, I mean, it just strikes me wrong when you're going to join a team that is not. You're joining a team that should win the championship. They've come up short if they don't win the championship. That just does not seem like it would be very satisfying to me. That, this is what you were supposed to do. It's like beating up your little brother. You're going to get excited about that? Why? He joins a team that set the record for a defending championship team that came in and set the record for most wins in the regular season, went to Game 7 of the finals again, and now they add one of the top 10 players in the league. I mean, I just don't know how satisfying that would be. To me, I guess I'm old school about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm with you. I am old school now. I will admit this. I am from the DMV. I did want Durant to come home. I knew he wasn't. Largely because of the distractions of the DMV, which will get you. But if you want, this is kind of like the LeBron argument. Every time we talk about LeBron, ultimately someone says, well, he's not Jordan. LeBron and these guys are chasing a higher standard. To me, LeBron for life has made himself an icon in the category or in the same strata as Jordan and Magic, because of what he did at Cleveland, not because of what he did at Miami. Now, did he need to go down there to get the knowledge to do it? I don't know. And is that what Durant is doing now? I don't know. But by the way, Durant was leaving a team that was very good. But what I think the narrative is eventually going to be coming out of this is that Durant just didn't believe he could win a title with Russell Westbrook. And that I don't know if I can disagree with. So I think Durant was in a tough spot. I love Westbrook, but I guess I'm a purist in the sense that I don't think you can win a championship with him as the primary ball handler. That's just me. So maybe Durant thought that. I will say this. Here's the underlying thing I think that happened with the Durant thing. I think they sold him on the Silicon Valley as being his future for investments. When you are out in that area right now with his kind of pull and gravitas, both in the media and in the bank, he's going to have a chance to invest in some silly products out there. So maybe that has something to do with it. We will see. There's our call. Basically, let's just be happy that football players can't transfer from colleges quite as easily. There'll be people outside our door constantly. That's the Morning Five. We'll be back tomorrow. We're sorry we're late today. Glad to be back.